Hello everyone, welcome to Feedstuffs and Beef Magazine. I'm Sarah Muirhead. We are here at CattleCon 2026 in Nashville, and I have with me Dr. Clay Burson, Beef Technical Specialist with Zinpro. Welcome, Clay.
Glad to be here. Great to visit.
Now, you were on the program here today. You did a cattle chat and talked about unlocking reproductive success through trace minerals. Give us kind of the highlights of what you talked about.
Absolutely. So the main thing we covered is, as a cow-calf producer, the primary thing we can do to drive efficiency and profitability in our operations is select for reproductive performance. A lot of things go into that, not just mineral nutrition, but making sure the cow's in the right condition at the right time, animal health, genetics, management, all these types of things. Today we really focused on trace mineral technologies and how we can use a product to enhance reproductive efficiency in our feeding programs.
I'm sure you've been doing some research, or at least looked at some research in this area. What are you kind of finding, kind of overall sense?
Well, what we know is that cows have a lot of challenges environmentally. We ask them to do a lot to get bred and have a calf every year and to stay in the herd long term and raise a heavy calf to bring to the weaning pen. So what we've found is when we use a superior source of trace mineral technology, what we do at Zinpro is we take a mineral like zinc as an example and bind it one-to-one with an amino acid in a very specific chemical structure. When we do that, we improve the efficiency of that mineral being absorbed and getting to the cell in the body where it's needed to accomplish some kind of productive function, whether that's a cell in the reproductive tract, in the lungs, in a muscle cell, whatever it might be. Generally speaking, when we think about our reproductive performance data, what we've observed is when feeding a great quality source of trace mineral nutrition in the right concentration to these cattle, we can enhance that cow's ability to conceive first and foremost. We make a better oocyte that when that is ovulated has a greater opportunity to be fertilized. Beyond that time point, we've observed that we have a greater retention of embryos early on in that pregnancy. One of the big challenges we have in the beef industry is early embryonic loss, and if we can prevent that from happening, keep those cows in the front end of the calving season when they drop those calves the next spring, that's a big deal. Beyond that, we know that caring for that calf in utero is really important as well. The concept of generational nutrition, as we call it, or you might have heard it, fetal programming, nature versus nurture, that sort of thing, making sure that calf is prepared to hit the ground and express his genetic potential throughout life is a really important thing. So ultimately, getting more cows bred and getting them bred earlier in the breeding season is the key to unlocking profitability for our producers.
And the quality of that trace mineral, as you mentioned, is important. How does a producer go about evaluating that?
Yeah, exactly. So when you think about your decision to buy a product, the first thing a lot of folks do is they go to the local feed store, the local co-op, whatever it might be, and you look at your options. You've got loose minerals, mineral tubs, maybe a pelleted feed product that you put out there that's got a mineral package, and you can observe that tag. You can look at the ingredients, and the government requires, if we're going to talk about zinc or copper, manganese, we have to put a guaranteed value on that tag, and then a list of ingredients below that as well. That doesn't tell the whole story. I always want to think about the quality of the ingredients I'm using, not just the concentration of those nutrients that are listed on the tag. So if I see the Zinpro verified logo on a feed tag, that tells me that that product includes the full research recommended rate of Zinpro performance trace minerals in that product. So that's where I'd start.
So what final thoughts, key takeaways do you want to leave our audience with today?
I think the big thing is, as cow-calf producers, there's never been a better time to be in the business. We've got tremendous profitability. We're producing a product that the consumer wants. Beef demand is as high as it's ever been before. It's a great time to really focus on dialing in your nutrition, helping getting the most out of your cattle. Getting more of them bred and getting them bred early is the primary way we can enhance profitability in the great times we are today.
Very good. Clay, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you.
And thank you all for tuning in as well. For more conversations and interviews from CattleCon, visit beefmagazine.com and feedstuffs.com. For Feedstuffs and Beef Magazine, I'm Sarah Muir.